Hey Queen, so I'm going to dive right in because I know you guys have been waiting for this. So let's go. So what we need is Canva. This is where we'll be creating the actual flyer. Here, as you can see, you can make Facebook posts, posters, Facebook cover, Instagram posts, all that good stuff, right? So one of the key things with making a flyer, making a post, or anything like that is setting an intention in the beginning. Once you set that intention on what you want to create. So we're going to quickly have a look on Google at a flyer that we want to create. So let's look at, we want to create a flyer for bundles, right? Bundles flyer. So we're going to look at some flyers and we're going to take some ideas and let that help us on where we want to go and what we're trying to do. Okay, this is really cute. We know what we're trying to do. So we're trying to do something like that. Okay. In order for us to create that, we need pictures, right? So we need 2 pictures to be able to create something like that. Yeah. So you basically are going to upload the pictures to this place here, which is called Burner.bonanza. Choose a photo, basically crop her out of her background. So when you're cropping them out of their background on this, sometimes it will come out clear. If it doesn't, and you want to like be removing your people from their background and stuff like that, good rule of thumb would be to actually make sure you just take a picture of them on a solid background. So as you can see, it's cut her out in some places very good and not cut her out in some places. So we're going to need to choose the one that it didn't do too bad at cutting her out. And I think this one represents it most. And then take her back. So we're going to touch up. Now, the red one is going to take away what we don't want, and the green one is going to keep what we do want. So we want her arm. Right? We want her head. We want all of that. I normally go with the eraser first because that one makes it much more quicker. So take your time with this, but you will get it how you want it eventually. Okay. And the important thing about when you're doing this now is to download it as a PNG. So here, when you come down, it says download, and you're going to download it as a PNG. Now, the second thing that we're going to look for is something that we can use to make a background. And where I find that kind of stuff, I find that on Pixel Surplus. So that's PIXELSURPLUS. I find that there. And when I go there, I basically look for backgrounds that I could use or elements that I could use to make the flyer look more nicer. So we go to freebies and we're going to look for textures. Okay. Option that I do, and that is I'll go Google and say, for example, what's she wearing? I would say I wanted like a pink texture background. And get a few, because sometimes when you start playing around with stuff, it's like, oh, don't like it, don't like this, don't like that, don't like that. So keep playing, like take a few. I'm going to look and see what the other ones were. This one's not bad as well. Open link in new tab. I'm going to open link in new tab on this one and this one. Just good to have a few of them floating around, even like that. That's like really pretty. That style and all that, yeah. Even this is quite nice as well. So I'm going to download these. use gradients. So what I do with gradients is it allows me to create like a smoky effect. So like a smoky eye effect, for example. So I would go to angrytools.com, and in here I will go to online CSS gradient generator, and I will generate a gradient. Now when I generate the gradient, I will create a color. So like here, as you can see, I could make that go white at the end, or maybe switch it so it would be white the other end. Can you see that moving there like that? Yeah. So I'm going to create one that is a bit pinky, and I'm going to put that color there, and then I'm going to put white here. And then you can use the rotation to move it to the angle that you want. So I think this is quite pretty. So I am actually going to download this one like this, because I just never know what could work with that. So I'll go export, gradient to image maker, and I'll click on gradient to image maker. So this is how it's going to look, right? Now, here is the important bit, to make sure that you're putting in the right size. So we'll check so that it can download to the size you want. So we'll check on here on Instagram, and we'll see that the post is 1080 by 1080. So we'll go over here and we'll put it 1080 by 1080. And then we'll generate source, I believe. So now that's going to download big for me. Yeah. Thing that we're going to do, however, this only works on the paid version. So if you notice, I use kind of different fonts, and you're probably thinking, where does she get those fonts from? I go to the font and I get them here. So I go to thefont.com and I go here and I look at different fonts. Now you need to make sure that you're downloading free ones. So I would click on like comic or something, just anywhere, so that I could get this line that would come up here. And then I would click on more options, and I would click on free for personal use. So everything that they show me is free. And then I would download the font and upload the font to Canva. But sometimes I use Crello. And that allows me to do like text masking. Let's make something for the bundles, for example, and write where's the text? And write bundles. This, what I would do is click on photo text, and now this allows me to put a photo within the text. Download. Now when we download, we need to make sure that it's in PNG transparent, so that way we can put it on whatever we want. So we go PNG transparent, and we will start to upload our goods. This gradient now that I got here, which color is this? Now you can technically put, you could put them on top of each other like so. And then it will make you get even a different color. So that's what I was saying to you, like, let's keep the two. Yeah. So, and then you've got the light there, because we never know what we might want to use. So yeah. So I wanted to create a little light in there, like this little light of mine. Yeah. I've cut it out. I'm going to use another girl that I have that I think will blend more with what we're trying to do. Yeah, she sits perfectly fine there. I want to kind of turn her a bit. and you'll get a little arrow on it that will, a little curved arrow that will allow you to spin the picture. For whatever reason, I don't know why it's not coming up right now, but I want to spin her a bit. Now we could use her, or I might go with this one. We could probably put in some here. Needs to be spinned around or something. Something needs to happen to her because she's not currently blending in very well with the picture. So, or we could just keep it like this and make it be a bundle, just a bundle flyer on its own. For I'm going to use the logo. My logo is going to be Weave Snobs. Now, here's a little thing. So this doesn't blend on that. So I would put it probably here because it's not blending, and make it a little bit smaller so that you could see it. It wasn't blend on that. So we make sure we put our little logo so people know, you know, this is who has it. This is whose it is. They get used to, they get familiar with the brand. Then we want to add some text. So we're going to quickly add some text. You go to text and you're going to just, so you can either use what they have here as a template, or you can play around and make it yourself. So I'm going to use my text here that I have and create the name of what we're doing. Because it matches up with the Weave Snobs. Now, when you're choosing text, you need to bear in mind that you make sure that you have text that actually match each other so that it looks all as one. Otherwise, it will look a bit out of place and stuff like that. Is I will put here straight. Now, that doesn't look too bad with it, but let's get a little bit more creative, yeah? So we're going to choose another font. So here you see it says branded fonts. These are the ones that I've uploaded on there that I got from the font, right? But we're not going to use any of them because obviously you guys don't have them. So we'll play around here. Now, one of the fonts that I like to use in the free ones is BB thingy. I just kind of like this kind of text. I don't know why. And you will actually notice. I just think it gives it a very, you know, fresh look. And you'll notice, and in most of my flyers, I have some form of text like this doing something because it just really works for my eye, right? Right, and then we're gonna put 4 bundles plus closure, and then we're gonna put how much it is. So you can, if you can copy this, I just will go duplicate, and then when I duplicate it now, I'll be able to just have the same text, but just change it. So we'll say 4 bundles plus closure, and we're gonna put the inches. So we're gonna say closure is 16 inch. Where's the dashina? It's always good to give as much information as possible just to make sure they understand. Because one thing I notice in our business is that people don't read, people don't make sure they know what they're buying before they buy it. They just click yes. And then they turn around and there's a problem. So this flyer like this could work if you was just putting it on Instagram and you've put your name and so forth. If you was going to do it where you was going to say you need you know, you want them to follow you, all of that stuff, you can put all your socials. Now, one thing I'll tell you is that when you're doing it, if you're going to run an ad on or something like this, like a flyer like this, make sure that you use the actual Instagram colors or Facebook colors, because I got refused a ad because I changed the Instagram color of my the Instagram logo color, And so they said, no way, you're not putting that up, girl. Right? So you make sure you use their color. So you can just go into graphics and write what you're looking for. So we're going to say the Instagram, and we're going to put some text with that. Now, because that's on the hair, what I would have to do is create a little box just so that I could actually put something over it that would allow the people to understand what we have there, what it says. No, I don't want you, Claire. Right? So I want to create a little box and just literally make it smaller. I'm gonna make it white. And then we're gonna put the text. Yeah, that can work for Insta. But if you was going to do it for your actual flyer, you would need to make sure you've got your number, your contact details, all those little things in there. So this was just a little basics to show you what I use, how I play around, how I get to do what I'm doing. And I hope you enjoyed it. And try and play around and see what you can make. So enjoy the vid, take care, and bye.